Hey, look, when we think about moving workloads into production from an AI perspective, our journey started 5 or 6 years ago. Human in the loop starts.
Now we get to hear from you, someone who's actually doing it live.
Yeah. Sash and I can pass all the tests, man, but like throw us in the street in the middle of a knife fight and when we're lost, man. So we're looking for that street smarts guidance from you, man. So why don't you tell everyone who you are, man?
Yeah, love it. Again, thanks for having me. Kevin Johnson. I lead our AI and automation practice for Pinnacle Financial Partners. We're based out of Nashville, Tennessee, and in Atlanta, Georgia. Have had an opportunity to be in the AI space, kind of hand-to-hand combat since ChatGPT launched in November of 22, doing cool, innovative things since then, and really driving transformation, taking advantage of the capability and the technology, and ultimately showing value to our team members and organization with the tech.
Yeah, man. No, that's awesome. And we've known each other for a few years, right?
Just proof of concepting, and we've got portfolios of proof of concepts. But you alluded to foundational level capabilities that were critical to enable, that framework of from idea to production. And it started 5 or 6 years ago when we went through our modernization journey. And if you haven't gone through a modernization journey where you're ripping out workloads from a traditional data center and throwing them into the cloud and reorganizing teams and pods around how to do that work differently, it has been a key enabler for us to be able to move quicker in this space and even start earlier in the generative AI journey as a result of some of those previous modernization steps. You think, infrastructure, cloud, all your cloud infrastructure stuff, that one of the lost or maybe not as realized focuses that we need to have is really around team member modernization and the ability to pivot and change and adopt and to move quickly and to do that as smoothly as possible. And that's a human thing. That's not a tech thing.
Yes, it is.
That's not an organizational thing. That is as human as it gets. Like, how do we create organizations that adapt and move fluidly through change, and even accelerate through that change? And I think those are going to be the organizations that win, but ultimately are the ones that probably are still hanging around as we go through these evolutions.
Yeah, it's like as you were talking, KJ, I'm thinking about, and Sash and I talk about this a lot. Like, nothing is really new in terms of the
value for generative AI has been difficult from the jump on.
Right.
Like, so what if you give team member productivity back to the corp? Is Kevin Johnson hanging out another 2 hours a week at the water cooler, or is he able to do, additional components of transformation? That's just a very hard metric to measure.
It is.
And the other thing is like, if you're not already measuring your KPIs today extremely well, like the measurement of how do you apply generative AI to that to improve it gets incrementally more challenging.
Harder. Yeah. And those are such great points, like measurement of one, having the right KPIs to measure, both quantitative as well as qualitative are very important. And then having a measurement system to measure them accurately is also important. One of the things that you kind of mentioned, like, banker sitting with a customer in a branch
of less expensive tech to solve the same problem, versus we probably don't need Fable 5 to solve traditional, RPA capabilities. So making sure you're applying the right technology tool for the right problem, I think is a line that we're all still trying to work through and say, maybe you don't need a cannon or a bazooka for that mosquito. And a smaller tool, less expensive tool, maybe a little bit easier to deploy tool is the right answer. I mean, I think deterministic solutions are still going to be critical, and the orchestration of those. So how do you make sure the observability layer is where you need it to be? And going back to so one of the things, like when you're able to provide those metrics to team members for the solutions to say,